The woman, holding a red cloth, shouted loudly at the Minotaur to attract its attention. She urged her son to hurry to the half-blood camp. Her son was a half-god, half-human, being hunted by monsters. Only by reaching the sacred place could he survive. The woman, like a bullfighter, restrained the Minotaur. But being human, she was no match for the Minotaur and was quickly captured. With a gentle squeeze, he turned to ashes. Percy watched in agony as his mother died before his eyes. He took out his pen, which transformed into a sword. He would kill the Minotaur to avenge his mother. Percy charged at the Minotaur, slashing its abdomen with his sword. Percy quickly stood up and struck its horns with all his might. The agonizing Minotaur swung its head, sending Percy flying. The sword slipped from Percy's grasp. Enraged, the Minotaur grabbed a boulder and hurled it at Percy. In the nick of time, Percy dodged to the side. Then the Minotaur lunged at Percy with its horns, but they became entangled in vines. Percy seized the opportunity to climb onto the Minotaur's back. The Minotaur angrily shook its head, trying to throw him off, but Percy clung tightly to its fur, managing to climb back onto its back. Then he plucked one of its horns and plunged it into its eye. The next second, the Minotaur turned to ashes. When he awoke, he found himself in a half-blood camp. This place was inhabited by demigods, children born of the union of gods and mortals. This secret realm was unseen by humans and kept away from terrifying monsters. Then an old man with a horse's head and a human body slowly approached. He was the caretaker of the sacred site. He led Percy to his dwelling deep in the woods. There were 12 huts there, belonging to the 12 Olympian gods. A child claimed by the gods would be placed in a corresponding hut. Percy suddenly asked, "Which one am I?" The caretaker wasn't sure who his father was. "You haven't been claimed Mercy," and the time of his claim was uncertain. He could only wait patiently. Just as Percy was saddened by having nowhere to stay, the caretaker led him to a special place, the dwelling built by Hermes, the god of travel, where his 2 children and the half-breed child yet to be claimed by the gods lived. Percy stayed there temporarily. Everyone was watching him, because the previous night, he had single-handedly killed a terrifying Minotaur. Luke, son of Hermes, greeted him. Meanwhile, the goat man went alone to the Council of Kelvin to report. He had successfully brought Percy back to the Holy Land. However, he learned a shocking secret. He rushed into the administrator's quarters, saying that Percy's mother was not dead and might have been taken away by Hades, the god of the underworld. The administrator was not surprised because he already knew. He even instructed the goat man not to tell Percy this to avoid unnecessary trouble. Percy gradually adapted to life there. As Luke was showing him around, a girl bumped into him and shoved Percy to the ground. This arrogant girl was Cressa, daughter of Ares, the god of war. She didn't believe Percy could kill the ferocious Minotaur. Thinking he was lying to attract attention, Claire deliberately bullied Percy until Luke intervened and she turned and left. Luke was puzzled by Claire's behavior, wondering why she only bullied him.
Luke's the strongest swordsman at camp.
Percy, upon hearing this, suddenly understood and decided to seek his glory. Led by Luke, Percy went to the archery range, hoping to help him find his specialty. Percy struggled to draw his bow, but accidentally tripped and fell, sending the arrow flying into the air, startling those around him.
Should I try again?
No!
Seeing that Percy had no talent for archery, Luke took him to the swordsmith. However, after only 2 hammer blows, the red-hot sword flew out, nearly burning down the swordsmith. All attempts failed, and Percy felt extremely frustrated.
Is there a Greek god of disappointment? Maybe someone should ask him if he's missing a kid.
Luke quickly comforted Percy, telling him not to give up, and that he would help him find his specialty. That evening, however, Cressa and her friends approached Percy again, taking him directly to the toilet. They then forced Percy's head against the toilet bowl, intending to force him to drink some toilet water. But the next second, the water in the toilet bowl rapidly receded, followed by a strange sound coming from within. Just as everyone was wondering what was happening, 3 powerful jets of water instantly blasted the 3 of them away. Percy stared blankly at the large hole in the toilet door. Having never witnessed anything like this before, Claire and her friends got up and fled in panic. The toilet was now a mess, and everything that had just happened was witnessed by a girl. She was Luke's sister, Annabeth. Ever since Percy arrived at the camp, she had been secretly observing him, wanting him to help her win the Capture the Flag competition. A few days later, the Capture the Flag competition officially began. The competition was divided into a red team and a blue team. The red team was a strong team led by Cressa. Percy and Luke, siblings, were on the blue team. Victory was achieved by capturing the opposing team's flag and reaching the river. With the warden signal, the match officially began. Luke led the team to the designated spot and guarded the flag, while Annabeth led Percy in the opposite direction. However, when they reached an open area, she told Percy to wait there, then donned a magic hat and vanished elsewhere. Bored, Percy lay on a tree trunk to rest when Cressa and 2 teammates suddenly confronted him. She wanted to take revenge for the night in the toilet. Cressa attacked without warning. Facing a barrage of attacks from the 3, Percy was quickly knocked to the ground. Seeing the murderous Claire, Percy knew he couldn't fight anymore and immediately turned and ran. Cressa and her two companions quickly gave chase, and Percy was soon cornered by them at a riverbank. With nowhere to run, Percy had no choice but to fight. Suddenly, Percy, who had initially been outmatched, became incredibly skilled in battle, and even Cressa, daughter of Ares, was no match for him. During the fight, Percy broke Cressa's spear in two. Enraged, Cressa rushed forward to punish him. But suddenly the horn signaling the end of the competition sounded, and the blue team, carrying the red team's flag, arrived at the riverbank, having won the capture the flag contest. Seeing this, Cressa had no choice but to leave. Amidst the cheers of the crowd, Annabeth revealed herself, removing her magical hat. Percy questioned her incredulously, asking why she had been watching all along, but hadn't come to his aid. It turned out that it was all Annabeth's scheme. She had deliberately used Percy to distract Cressa, thus weakening the red team and allowing them to win the contest. Annabeth, seeing Percy's numerous wounds, pushed him directly into the river.
What is wrong with you?
The next second, a miraculous thing happened. Percy's wounds healed rapidly the moment they touched the water. Then, a Poseidon's trident appeared above Percy's head. Only then did Percy realize that he was the son of the sea god. After being claimed by the god of the sea, Percy moved into the cabin that belonged to him. Soon after, the camp director came to find him with urgent news. Zeus' master bolt had gone missing, and he believed Poseidon had stolen it. He issued an ultimatum. If Poseidon didn't return the bolt within a week, there would be war. But in reality, the bolt was in the underworld with Hades. So Poseidon wanted Percy to travel to the underworld and bring it back. Percy, however, wasn't willing to risk his life. For a father he had never even met. They argued about it. Just then, Grover burst in and told Percy that Hades had kidnapped his mother. She was still alive, just imprisoned in the underworld. The moment Percy heard his mom might still be alive, he agreed to go. On the road, a bat-like monster boarded their bus. Despite how horrifying it looked, no one else on the bus reacted. Sitting in the back seat, Percy stared at the creature in terror and immediately pushed open the window behind him. Hearing the emergency alarm go off, the driver calmly told everyone to get off the bus. Seeing the monster blocked by crowds of people, Annabeth smirked and started heading for the door. But the second she glanced out the window, another huge monster crashed in through it. The monster inside turned toward Percy, ready to attack. At the last second, Annabeth threw a knife, hitting it straight in the heart. It burst into ash, but the other monster was getting closer, so the three of them took the chance to escape and ran deep into the woods. To avoid more monsters, Grover led them onto a narrow forest trail, a path meant for sadder explorers. But strangely, there was suddenly a villa standing right next to the trail, surrounded by stone statues of monsters that had clearly been turned to stone. The three of them instantly sensed something was wrong. Just as they were about to turn back, the same monster from the bus appeared again and blocked their way. A fight was about to break out when a mysterious voice interrupted. The monster immediately turned away. Percy looked in the direction of the voice and saw a stunningly beautiful woman slowly walking toward them.